Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Sri Banerjee, core faculty for the College of Health Sciences and Public Policy at Walden University. In this video, in this segment, I wanted to go over risk factor number 3, which is weakness of state structures. This is an important one because if you don't have stability within the region, within the country, then you are more likely to have mass atrocities take place within that region and country. So what are the circumstances that negatively affect the capacity of a state to prevent or halt atrocity crimes? So here's 10 indicators. 1. National legal framework that does not offer ample and effective protection, including through ratification and domestication of relevant international human rights and humanitarian law treaties. Number 2. National institutions, particularly judicial, law enforcement, and human rights institutions, lack sufficient resources, adequate representation, or training. And this is something that we saw in some of the different places. In Godhra, in India, there was police that were either standing by or looking the other way as there were mass atrocities taking place just close to them. This was also happening in Srebrenica, again, with the Bosnian as being perpetrator. There were multiple places where this was difficult. And then number 3, lack of an independent and impartial judiciary. Number 4, lack of effective civilian control of security forces. Number 5, high levels of corruption or poor governance. Number 6, absence or inadequate external or internal mechanisms of oversight and accountability, including those where victims can seek recourse for their claims. And there's actually these accounts where people say that one day there was a mass atrocity or for a month, and then afterwards people go through the streets and ridicule the person and also try to bring back everything to normal, and nothing happened. And when women go to give their accounts, then a lot of times there's nobody to listen to them. So absence or lack of awareness also in number 7. Lack of awareness of training on international human rights and humanitarian law to military forces, irregular forces, and non-state armed groups, or other relevant actors. Number 8, lack of capacity to ensure that means and methods of warfare comply with international humanitarian law. Then number 9, lack of resources for reform or institution building. And then number 10, insufficient resources to implement overall measures aimed at protecting populations. So the risk of atrocity crimes can be increased by states' lack of capacity to prevent these crimes, or even training, or lack of adequate laws that protect civilians. This is given you, and this causes dysfunction of state machinery. This has given you some insight into risk factor number 3, weakness of state structures. Thank you for listening.